Okay, calculate. Welcome back! Problem solving. Calculate the normality of acid if 21.18 milliliter is used to titrate 0.1369 grams sodium carbonate. So, ganon. Calculate the normality. Okay. The normality, mapalangga. And then, this time, I have written the problems. Masakit akong brain sa sisi fabricate of problems ako ara guys. Okay, calculate the normality of acid. Okay. If 21.8, sorry siya, 21.18, nakakaloka, milliliter, okay, is used to titrate, nakakaloka, is used to titrate, okay, 0.1369 grams, what's this? Of sodium carbonate. Wow. Sodium carbonate, ganon. Okay? So calculate the normality of acid if 21.18 ml is used to titrate 0.37 grams sodium carbonate. Others that will solve first the molarity so that it's easy for them. Okay? But others also, as what I discussed a while ago, we'll use the equivalent weight, number of equivalents, gram equivalent to solve for this type of problems. It's up to your decision making, what versions or what methods you are comfortable. Okay? Like that. So we go back to the solution. Ganun. Solution. Data. 21.18 milliliter. So this is an acid. And then you don't know the acid yet because it's not mentioned. So you calculate the normality of acid if 2118 milliliter is used to titrate 0.1369 grams sodium carbonate. If this is an acid, the pair is a base in this expression of concentration. Acid, base, acid, base. Basically, these are neutralization reaction. Okay? Get the point? That's why we have equal on the side because neutral. Okay, neutralization. You get the point. So, acid is unknown. O, question mark. Ganon. Okay. To titrate with 0.1369 grams. So, this is 0.1369 grams of sodium carbonate. Ganon. Diba, guys? Now, there is also another method of solving this. Apart from the four versions, we need to remember the conversion dimensional analysis, yung longhand solve, usually to make it direct. So others also love this because no need to memorize that much with the standard formula. Because sometimes it's confusing, right? We use standards and it will mix up our brain cells, especially during our time. The instructors cannot deliver well in their discussion, or we don't have time to discuss in detailed fashion because it's limited time only, like that, or any other reasons behind, okay, like that. Especially to the students who are very lazy, will only depend on the classroom instruction, and after that they will never study anymore. Okay, they will never study if there will be no exam. This is the norms. But I'll tell you guys, you have to study even though there's no examination. You get the point? So that's the B, adapt the culture and attitude. You have to study without examination. And but then when the examination comes, you are very prepared now, more than what is expected. Like that. Okay, meaning maximization of learning outcomes and learning and knowledge, something like that. Okay, and when I was also in college, I read first on the topics, and then the instructor will discuss in the morning. Like that. After that, I'll go ahead of time for the next topic, like that, and I will go to the library in my vacant time. I don't normally converse and talk with my classmates. My world really revolves in studying. It was just a very boring life, but it yields a productive result in the end, at the end of the day, something like there's a rainbow is waiting for me for the, very hardworking student, and then, too much effort to the highest level. Okay, something like that. And I learned a lot. Okay, when I go to the library, I always find different types of books, a different approach of how to solve. Because as I said earlier, I'm not good in math. Okay, so I cannot understand easily how it is being presented in the discussion of the pages of the book. And I'm not contented, I will go to the other sources, like blah, blah, blah. If I'm not also contented, I will go to the higher, students, like that, especially, special mention to Engineer Stephen Flores. Okay, I think he's mania cum laude at the time. I always refer to him also. And, sir, how can we do this? Because he's our instructor before. Okay, under Kunia in chemical calculations, I think so, and chemical engineering elective, something like that. And I think thermodynamics also. Okay, I'm never ashamed to confront to him, and then in the vacant time, after I cannot make in the library, still I am confused, really. Okay, something like that. You don't have to be afraid, you have to open up to your instructors if there are certain topics that you cannot understand, but be sure you will approach them nicely, something like that, okay, blah blah blah, so and so, like that, you know what I mean. Okay, and it's easy also to converse with him because the age bracket is not very high. What I mean, he is in the, he is newly hired as an instructor, and then we are, I think, third year or fourth year at that time. Like that, the age gap is not very high. If you try to, it's totally different if you try to consult an older instructor, right? The gap is not the same as younger instructors due to the, the era or the age gap. You are not really comfortable because you know what I mean, right? You most comfortable with if level in your age, okay? In that case, okay, but not all the time, but in most cases, okay, especially there are terrors or very strict, and you cannot approach like that, okay, and very, basta, you know what I mean. Okay, going back to this, okay, mga palangga. So, the word titrate is a K term here, so titration. So it's gonna be acid plus base is equal to salt and water. Okay? Mga palangga, memorize this and put this in your brain cells always to those engineering, not really the universal engineering, specifically chemical engineering talaga siya. Chemical engineering, nuclear engineering, petroleum engineering. These are related courses that talks more on chemicals. Okay? Polymer engineering, petroleum engineering, chemical engineering, nuclear engineering, BS nuclear engineering, something like that. Okay, and also BS forensic science and engineering, a lot of chemistry in forensic science study. Okay, dealing with the blood, urine samples like that. Okay, a lot of chemistry the same with chemical engineers and the BS chemistry students also. A BS chemistry curriculum. Okay, something like that. So memorize na while you are still in your first day. Like so, grabe naman. While you are in your first year college. Because I memorized this when I was in high school. This reaction. Third year high school. And then it accumulated in my brain cells until I graduated and up to now. Like that. Okay, so I cannot forget. Okay. Like that. Okay. So acid. What is your acid? Unknown. Question mark. Plus base. What is your base? Is sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate. Talaga. Ganon. Diba? So it will produce a salt which is you don't know. So talaga. Ganon. Plus water. Okay, so you have two unknown, your salt and the acid. Okay, in your reaction. Okay, this is chemical reaction or chemical equation. Okay. Like that. Okay, chemical RxN and chemical equation AQN. Okay, like that. And you have to balance the equation. We cannot balance because the acid is missing and the salt is missing. But we are not focusing on the entire chemical reaction because our problem is only focusing on the sodium carbonate concentration. Okay, so meaning to say you are in a solution, meaning aqueous solution. Aqueous solution, meaning adding water in a mixture. So meaning to say, guys, this gonna be sodium carbonate 2 by 2 plus water only. Okay, ganon. So it will yield sodium positive 1 plus carbonate negative 2 and then 1 also. Okay? Balance the chemical equation, sodium positive, sodium plus 1 so, and then ganon siya. Okay, oxygen 3, oxygen 3, ganon, carbon balance, ganon siya, okay? Ganon. Get the point? So, okay. Now, calculate the normality. So, normality is equals to the equivalent weight, the equivalent number of equivalent over the liters. We have the 21.18 milliliter. Convert that to liters first, mga palangga. So, move 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 0.0 to 118 liters. So, our problem is the equivalent already. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, mga palangga, how can we do that? Okay. Now, if you are not contented with the reaction, since you know, you have this one association, then make the chemical reaction also. Right? Since you add the sodium carbonate and water in dissociation, then make another reaction also, as much as you could. Okay? Something like that. Okay, the equivalent is anon also. Ganon. Now, equivalent, wala na ako space. Nahurot yung whiteboard. Equivalent, number of equivalent, okay, is equal to the number of moles. How can I solve the number of moles? Because I have the grams. 0.1369 grams of sodium carbonate, relate that to the molecular weight. I cannot memorize the molecular weight of sodium carbonate, but I can memorize each atomic weight of each single element in the compound. So I have 2 times 23 atomic weight of sodium, okay, and I have 12 atomic weight of carbon, diba? And 16 atomic weight of oxygen. So 3 times 16, ganon. So, pilan siya mga palangga. Okay, calculator please. Okay. Ano ko calculator? Uy, nawakan yung mga palangga. Ada ay chart. So, ito na yung mata-mata. So, 2 times 6, 46. Oh, ganun. 46, 12, 16, 48. So, ito na yung ano, 8, 6 plus 2, 8, 16, ganun. 5, 6, 106 grams per mole is the molar mass of sodium carbonate. Oh, na natin molar mass. Okay, erase the chemical reaction. Okay, wala ko space, mga palangga. Okay. Gamay sa akong board, o hindi ko ka-expand. Charot lang. Diba? Nakakaloka. So, muna ko pag-expand, inihigaling na. Charot! Okay, 106. So, 0.1369 mga palangga grams times 106 grams mole, and you have the mole. Okay? Ganon. Then that is 1 mole. Oh, chuba-chucho. Okay? You can either solve that in a conversion rate factor. Di ba nga na 1 mole, bilang ako niya, bilang H niya, parang OH niya, anak. Okay, pwede sa siya. But I prefer the second version. Na kung saan ako ang moldaan chart. Okay? In a way, we are after to the correct answer lang naman siya, diba? Okay? So, 0.13, ano, nakakaloka. 0.1369 divided by 106 is equals to 1.29 times 10 to the negative 3. So 1.29 times 10 to the negative 3 moles. So ano siya? So number of equivalent is equal to this one number of moles. 1.29 times 10 to the negative 3 moles times the n factor. N factor, ito itong mga replaceable OH, replaceable H, ano siya, no? So sodium carbonate, ganon. Sodium carbonate, okay, add mo water, okay, so mo-produce siya of carbonic acid, right? Carbonic acid and sodium hydroxide. As I told you, salt and water, right? Salt and sodium carbonate, hydrolysis, and then yield acid and the base. Carbonic acid is the base, sodium acid, sodium hydroxide is the base. Oh, then balance the chemical reaction. Sodium, blah, 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 also put 2, like that. Oxygen 3, plus 1, 4, 3, 2. Hydrogen 2, ganun, 3 ang hydrogen. Okay, H2O, H plus 2, ganun, 4. So if it is a 4, then put 2 here. Oxygen 5, oxygen 2, 5. Balance. Okay, ganon. Since you are computing for the carbonate, okay, and you refer it as an acid, okay, carbonate, you refer it as an acid, or the base, so mapili ka asay applicable mo, since you are on the carbonate part, this is more on the base. So, ari ka sa sodium. You go to the sodium part, okay? Nakakaloka. So, sa sodium part, so we have 2 here. 2 moles here in the chemical reaction. So, use these 2 moles. And then, times 2 equivalent per mole. Okay, muna na siya itong number of equivalent. Ganon. Pila mo na siya mga palangga. Okay? Pero actually, pwede na kung mo ilitso na siya, guys. Tinanamay ito ang sodium carbonate. Diba? Pero alam siya kung piyansa. Dito the point? Like that. So, 2 times 1.29 exponent to the negative 3 is equals to ganon. 1.29 exponent negative 3 is equals to 1.29 exponent to the negative 3. Ako na lang siya ikuan, guys, point something. Okay? Pwede ba saan? 3 naman, gamay naman. Exponent negative 3 is equals to times 2 is equals to divided by 0.0218. The answer is 0.1218. Normality. Okay, 0.1218. I-substitute mo ang answer your area in the numerator, and then bingo, you can solve for the normality. Because this is the number of equivalents, substitute here, and you can answer like this. Or other way around, if you try to continue this one, the conversion, not this on the formula basis, conversion ta. Okay? Dagan kayo paagi, guys. There's a lot of methodologies how to solve. Okay? So, 0.1369 grams, and then you have 106 grams of sodium carbonate, ganon chuba-chuchu, and then 1 mole. 1 mole of sodium carbonate. Okay. In your chemical reaction, you obtain there, pila man to itong sodium carbonate, ito lang yung number. 1 mole na to siya, diba? So, kung mag-erase, for sure ko 1 mole to. So, 1 mole sodium carbonate, okay? Like that. And then, i-relate ang iyang OH. Replaceable kay base man ta. Okay? So, narito yung 2OH. O 2, cancel. Narito ang 2OH negative. Diba? So, this is the equivalent. Oh, ganon. So, diha ka po ito. Pila na siya. Masa na lang yung ikuan dito ato. Maparihara siya, guys. Okay? Get the point. Muna siya may tabo. Okay? Okay, mga kalangga. Parihara nyo siya, guys, ha? Okay. So, any questions so far for this question number 1? 0.1218 normality or equivalence per liter. Okay? Thank you so much for listening to this vlog. I hope you like it, enjoy, and you can comment in the comment section, of course. You can subscribe to the channel if you want, and then click notification bell for some newest updates that I am seeing your original voice. Bye bye, God bless everybody.